Hi, my name is Eileen Mostricht, and today I wanted to talk about how to go about finding an assisted living facility or a skilled nursing facility for your parents. So there might come a time when your parents are just tired of managing a home, or they want things to be a little bit simpler, and so they would want to move into an assisted living facility, or maybe they need a little bit more help and it's time to go to a skilled nursing facility. An assisted living facility is a place where you might go if you want communal meals, socialization. They have a lot of social activities, and also they offer services like maybe you need help with your medications, many other things, and some of these places are really nice. A skilled nursing facility is the new name for a nursing home. They just don't like to be called nursing home anymore, or they like to be called a skilled nursing facility, or SNF, and that is a place where you would go if you need a higher level of care. So how do you find one of these places? So it can be challenging, but you have a few options. The first option, of course, is you can do it on your own, which would involve Googling places, and then I recommend visiting them so that you really can get a feel for them. Doing that though, you're not necessarily going to come up with all of the available options, because they're in Florida. You can actually license your home as an assisted living facility, and maybe a home has they will have 4 or 6 beds, where now the primary use of this home is as an assisted living facility, but it's hard to find those places. So you're not necessarily going to be able to find them on your own. So the second option is that you can hire somebody, a placement specialist, and there are many of them. They exist because they know how challenging this can be, but they can be a huge help. And they know all the ins and outs, they know all the places that are options, and they can take so much of the legwork away from you and the challenge of even knowing where to look. And these placement specialists can help you find either an ALF. Some of them specialize in just finding assisted living facilities, and some specialize in just helping you find a skilled nursing facility, and some do both. And then the way that they get paid, they either get paid a commission by the facility that you choose, or some of them work on an hourly basis. It just depends, but either way, this can be a really wonderful service. The other option, so the third option, would apply if your parent was in the hospital and they needed to go to rehab, or if they were in rehab and now it's time to move on to the next step, which might be an ALF or might be a skilled nursing facility. So hospitals and rehabs, they all have a social worker or case management staff. Those terms are used kind of interchangeably for that particular role, but one of the parts of their jobs is to help you find a place. They can't just hand you a list of places and say, find a place. I've heard that happening, and that's not appropriate. They certainly can say, let's do this together, and because obviously you as the family member get the ultimate say to approve, but they have to help you. And they are very familiar with places, and basically what they do, or they have the ability to do, is send out your parents' records through a system that'll go to lots of places, and then they'll get acceptances, and then they can let you know who's accepted or who's got a bed, essentially. So something to keep in mind is that, particularly in the winter months in Florida, when snowbirds are down here, it can get challenging to find a bed because places really do get full. And then of course, a lot of people have actually moved to Florida permanently. So I have been hearing, it's getting harder and harder sometimes to find a place, but you just have to keep going and you will find a bed. Are you going to get your number one choice? Not necessarily, but you could either go on a wait list for that place, or if you do that, I would keep calling at least every week. Or you could go to another place that did accept your loved one, and then you could always, transferring is hard, transferring to a new place, but if you really, really had your heart set on this other place and they had a bed that opened up, you always could transfer your parent there later. So just keep in mind that, you have to be patient. Sometimes you have to go slightly outside of your geographical area. There are lots of places all over South Florida. You will eventually find a place. And of course, you can move later, but if you need a placement specialist, we definitely can refer you, and they can be a really great resource.